This is part 2 in our series on alerts in LucidWorks. If you haven't already seen part 1, you may want to go back to learn how to configure LucidWorks to enable alerts. In this video, we're going to cover how to create and view alerts in LucidWorks. So I'll go ahead and log in. And if you remember from part 1, we went into the settings pane and configured the outgoing mail server for alerts. So this is all already set up and configured correctly. I'm going to go back to the main screen, and for this example I'm going to use collection 1, our default collection. And once you've drilled down into a collection, you want to go to the search tab, because in order to create an alert we need to have a query in mind whose results list we want to be updated about. So for our example, let's assume I want to know about any new documents containing the word scalability. I'll enter that query in the search box here and click search. So it looks like there are 14 results in the index already that contain the term scalability. If I'd like to hear about any new documents that are added, I can click on Create New Alert here. And this will take me to the page where I can create a new alert for this query. So the name of the alert can be anything descriptive. And the query, you do technically have the option of editing at this point, but you're probably going to want to leave it the same so that you get results from the same query you just looked for, and also to guarantee that there are some results in the list. And the last option here is how often to update the alert. For our first example, I'm going to leave that on check manually, and we'll cover the other options in just a moment. I'm going to click on Create Alert to create our actual alert, which we see here under Saved Alerts. Now, since we left the How Often option on check manually, what we've done is created a passive alert, which is to say an alert that we're actually going to have to come back to LucidWorks and click on Check in the Saved Alert screen in order to see any updates. So what we'll see if I click on this check button is any documents that have been added to the collection containing the term scalability in the last few moments since we searched for it when we created this alert. So I'll go ahead and click on Check to see what we get. And instead of 14 documents, we only see one because there's only been one document added since the original search we did to create the alert. So that's how you use a passive alert. Active alerts, on the other hand, will actually perform this check for you at the interval of your choosing and send you an email every time there are new documents for the query of your choice. So in order to change our passive alert into an active alert, you need to go back to the search page and then click on View All Alerts for this collection to get to the Saved Alerts page. We see our Scalability Updates alert here. And I'm going to click on Edit in order to change the How Often option that we currently have set to check manually. That's for a passive alert. For an active alert, we have 3 options based on how often you want LucidWorks to check for any new documents for your query. I'm going to choose once a day, and once you choose one of those, it'll ask you for an email address to send any alerts to. It already had mine autofilled, but I'll re-enter it here. So you'll do that and then just click on Update Alert. And the process is exactly the same if you're creating a brand new alert, except the screen will say Create Alert instead of Edit Alert. So I'll go ahead and click Update now. And our formerly passive alert is now an active alert that should send us an email if there are any new documents when it checks once a day for our query scalability. So that's an introduction on how to use alerts in LucidWorks. If you need any more help or documentation, go to the LucidWorks documentation site at lucidworks.lucidimagination.com. Thanks for watching.